Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you hear something in the back, that's my daughter. Um, we're going to discuss the characteristics of the graph in this video. And let's go over this problem very quickly. We have a few things that we need to identify. The first thing is zeros. And zeros just means the x-intercepts. And for this one, let's identify how many zeros we have and actually the zeros that we have. In other words, the x-intercepts. The x-intercept is where the graph crosses the x-axis. This is the x-axis. So where does the graph crosses the x-axis? It will be here. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, yeah, here, at that point, and at this point here. So because the graph crosses the x-axis twice, that means that we have two zeros. If we want to be even more specific, then we would write -1 comma 0 and 1 comma 0. -1 comma 0 and 1 comma 0. Okay, then we have the vertex. The vertex is the highest or lowest point on the graph. The highest or lowest points. If we look at this parabola, well, we can see clearly that the lowest point on the graph will be this point here. This will be my vertex. Well, my vertex is 0 comma -1. Then we can talk about the minimum or maximum. If my parabola is open downwards, that means that I will have a maximum. The maximum is just the y value of the vertex.
There's a reminder for Alexandra.
Okay, if the parabola is open upwards, then that means that we have a minimum. The minimum or maximum just mean the y value of the vertex. Well, in this case, since my parabola is open upwards, that means that I have a maximum, and the maximum will be y equals -1. It's at -1. Then we have the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is nothing more than the line that bisects the graph. And the cool thing about the axis of symmetry is that it will always go through the vertex in a parabola. So if I look here at this graph, my axis of symmetry is nothing more than the y-axis in this case, and the equation that represents the y-axis is x equals 0. The axis of symmetry in this type of parabola will be the value of x. The value of x. The last two things that we have to cover is the domain and range. The domain is all possible values of x from the graph. So if I'm thinking of, excuse me, this graph is composed by millions and trillions and infinite numbers of points, right? Because they're so close together, then we just see a continuous line. But we have infinite numbers of x's and y's. However, because my parabola is not constrained, that means that it continues to go left and right. That means that my domain will be from -infinity to +infinity. Lastly, the range is all possible values of y. Possible values of y. All possible values of y. And domain is all possible values of x. All possible values of x. So if I was to do the range here, the range will be any number, any y value. So if I cover my x, this is a little bit hard to see there, but if I cover my x-axis and I just focus on the y values, you'll see that I don't have any y value that is below -1. Therefore, my range will be anything that is greater than or equal to -1. Okay, now it's your time to practice. Take a look at these problems. You can pause the video. Let me fix this. Okay, so you have two problems here that you can work over. Pause the video right now, see if you can solve them or identify these characteristics, and then I'm going to give you the answers. Okay, hopefully you pause the video, and here are the answers for these two problems. There you go. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't hurt you, and it definitely does not hurt me. Bye.